Joe Biden, the lame duck president, addressed the nation. Joe Biden looked to the camera and read prepared remarks for about 15 minutes, going through the same sort of talking points. There was nothing new in this speech, but there was something missing from this address. First, it was littered with lies. He said that border crossings are the lowest that they've been. It's just it is trash. He has allowed nearly 10 million foreigners to come into our country. And he says, border crossings are low. Well, they're lower from the high that you established. And the only reason is you're bribing the Mexican government to temporarily make the numbers lower so that your regime can hold onto power. Joe Biden continues by saying we need to save our democracy. Interesting. You need to save our democracy. The very same democracy that your own party doesn't believe in. Joe Biden felt as if he was giving a hostage video. This felt like something that someone who was being held by Hamas or the Taliban would say as they were reading the script. Blink twice if you're okay, Joe Biden. Joe Biden did not want to give this address. Joe Biden did not want to give this speech. Joe Biden, his entire life has been about becoming president of the United States. We know who Joe Biden actually is. He is a bad person. He has been for quite some time. He has weaponized the instruments of the federal government to go after conservatives, to go after Catholics, to go after moms and dads, the school board, to go after January 6th, peaceful defendants. And what Joe Biden did last evening was against his will. This was a hostage situation. Joe Biden lectures Americans on democracy, even while the defenders of democracy are the ones that launched a coup against him. Play cut 162.
It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. And I never have.
Joe Biden continues by saying nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. And every time you hear democracy, replace the word democracy with oligarchy. So he says, I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. Okay, there's something missing from this sentence. And what is missing is the lead. What is missing is the news item. What is not in Joe Biden's speech is the most telling and important component. He doesn't tell you why he is not running for re-election. He doesn't mention his health. He doesn't mention polling numbers. He doesn't mention his probability. And I think this is incredibly important. Joe Biden could have given cover fire for the coup plotters. Instead, there's kind of this mystique. There's a stench that holds over this entire situation. And I believe it's because Joe Biden is fuming mad at the people that removed him. And Joe Biden refuses to give them the one sentence they were asking for. Listen carefully. He does not tell you why. Now, we think we know why. Okay, it was health, and he looks terrible, by the way. He has aged another 10 years in the last 1 month. I don't know if he would have made it to the election. Is it poll numbers? Was it threats? Was it intimidation? Was it they go after your kids? What is it, Joe Biden? He won't tell you. And more importantly, he doesn't complete the loop. He doesn't close the circle. He leaves it open-ended. And it only, for a very careful listener, makes you even more suspicious. Is Joe Biden really going that willingly? And does Joe Biden harbor resentment and bitterness against Obama, Schumer, Pelosi, Kamala that launched this summertime coup against his presidency? Play cut 165.
You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now.
He was forced out, and his lack of a clear explanation shows how bitter he is. It shows how soured he is to this entire process. Joe Biden doesn't tell you why he's not running. Joe Biden does not tell you why he's dropped out of this race. So you're left kind of guessing. Well, I guess it's because of his health or because that he had bad poll numbers. And by the way, you needed John Meacham to help you with this, who, by the way, has really lost his talent. He's lost his fastball. Joe Biden is reading the script that was offered him, but you could tell that somebody X'd out a line. All Joe Biden had to say was this, which is, I've decided the way forward is to pass the new torch to a new generation. And looking at current poll numbers, and honestly, I've lost a little step in recent weeks and months. I don't necessarily think I'm the guy to do it. That's all he had to say. That's all he had to say. This does not make it easier for Kamala Harris, and let me tell you why. Kamala Harris is on, a sugar high right now, going to Indianapolis, going to Houston. She's doing all this black power stuff. Fine. That's what she should be doing to consolidate the base of the Democrat Party, which is in a very weak position. But at some point, Kamala Harris is going to have to take questions. And she's going to have to debate Donald Trump. And now this is becoming a major campaign issue. A major campaign issue. What did you know and when did you know it, Kamala? What did you cover up, Kamala? Why is Joe Biden not running for re-election? Can she answer that question? You're the vice president. You saw him multiple times a week. Why is Joe Biden not running for re-election? What would her answer to that be? Oh, he thinks that it's because it's time to pass the torch to a new generation. What changed between July 11th and July 20th? What changed exactly? He was bitterly holding on to the presidency, running ads, doing rallies, saying that there will nothing that will make me drop out of this race. And now he's not? It's obvious that he was forced out. And Joe Biden's lack of that one sentence shows Joe Biden is not going to be an enthusiastic cheerleader, and maybe they don't need him. Maybe the machine can keep on grinding without him. But Joe Biden feels a Democrat scorned, and for good reason, because Joe Biden was a loyal soldier to the regime. Want more money to Ukraine? You got it. You want to keep the borders open? You got it. He did everything that a Democrat apparatchik was asked of him. Every bill, every executive order. He was a figurehead. And now he looks at the very same machine that he pandered to, the very same beast that he carried the water for 40 plus years in D.C., discards him when he's no longer useful. And he and his family are scorned and bitter over this. What that means, we do not know. But Joe Biden was betrayed by the very machine that he dedicated his life to.